So as part of any role, it will include things like managing projects and stuff like that. So can you tell me a little bit about maybe a project or an activity or a piece of work that you've had to manage, and a little bit about how that was? So was it good or not so good, some of the challenges, what the outcomes were, that sort of thing?
A time when I had to manage a project was when I was a supervisor at Suncorp Stadium. I had to manage a pre-match dinner for 200 people, including organising food times, arrival at the tables, as well as coordinating that in between a number of guests. So my task was to ensure all the food arrived on time, as well as managing dietary requirements, ensuring those people got their food with the rest of the table. So basically my task on the day was to facilitate that with the other staff. So what I did to manage this was stand at each table and directed the staff to specific placings at the table. Some of the things I had to really ensure was the time management of that, because I had a 15-minute gap between two speakers to serve these 200 people. At one stage there was a challenge where we were falling behind quite considerably, and in that instance I did enlist some of the drink waiters to come and help serve the food as well. In the end we ended up serving all the guests in that 15 minutes, and I think one of the things that was important in that situation was having a plan of action before I actually started the food service, so as for example making sure I knew which table I would be going to next, and making sure all the waiters were informed of who had dietary requirements and so on.
Great, so I guess that'd probably be a pretty stressful situation, it sounds like, then.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so how do you manage yourself, I guess, under that sort of stress? Is there anything you do to make sure you stay calm and that sort of thing?
Yeah, in that situation I basically had a plan, so I made sure I was aware of what was happening in the kitchen, so I would make sure I had a 2A, so I'd be in contact with the kitchen to see what they were up to. I was also making sure I could see what was happening on the floor. I was also making sure I'd be talking to the guests as well as the other staff helping me, and that way I could just be a bit more in control of the situation.